Now today in current electricity, we will firstly discuss what is electric circuit. So a closed and continuous path. A closed and continuous path. A closed and continuous path along which an electric current flows. A closed and continuous path along which an electric current flows is called electric circuit. A closed and continuous path along which an electric current flows is called an electric circuit. As for example, in a torch, a switch provides. In a torch, as for example, we are talking about the example of electric circuit. So in a torch, a switch provides a conducting link between a battery and a bulb. In a torch, a switch provides conducting link between a bulb and a बैटरी. टॉर्च के अंदर आपने देखा होगा आगे एक बल्ब लगा होता है, बीच में बैटरी होता है और ऊपर में स्विच होता है. सो इन ए टॉर्च अ स्विच प्रोवाइड कंडक्टिंग लिंक. अब जो बैटरी और बल्ब के बीच का जो कनेक्शन है वो स्विच से कनेक्टेड होता है. बल्ब और बैटरी का कनेक्शन स्विच से कनेक्टेड होता है. सो व्हेन द स्विच इज टर्न ऑन, when the switch is turned on, when the switch is turned on, an electric current started flowing. When a switch is turned on, an electric current flows through the bulb. An electric current flows through the bulb and it gives light. So in a torch, a switch provides a conducting link between a bulb and a battery. And when the switch is turned on, a current flows through the bulb and it gives light. So such a continuous and closed path. Such a continuous and closed path. Such a continuous and a closed path of an electric current is called electric circuit. Such a continuous and closed path of an electric current. Is called इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट। तो ये एक सर्किट हो गया। इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट की डेफिनेशन क्या होगी? तो क्लोज्ड एंड कंटिन्यूअस पाथ, द पाथ शुड बी क्लोज्ड एंड इट शुड बी कंटिन्यूअस, and along which an electric current flows is called electric circuit. And this is the example of an electric circuit. So in a torch there is a switch, and switch provides a link. The switch of the torch provides a conducting link between the battery and the bulb. And when the switch turned on, current started flowing through the bulb, and the bulb gives light. So this is a closed circuit and a continuous path, closed and continuous path. And such type of closed and continuous path of an electric current is called electric circuit. And an electric circuit through which an electric circuit through which no current flows, an electric circuit through which no current flows is called an open circuit. अगर सर्किट में कोई करंट का फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है तो इस टाइप की सर्किट को ओपन सर्किट कहते हैं। ऐसी सर्किट जिसमें कोई करंट का फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है तो हम कहेंगे कि द सर्किट इज ओपन। जैसे स्विच को हमने ऑन नहीं किया तो कनेक्शन तो है बल्ब और बैटरी के बीच में, लेकिन स्विच को हमने ओपन नहीं कर रखा है, तो इस टाइप की जो सर्किट होगी उसे हम कहेंगे द सर्किट इज ओपन बिकॉज स्विच इज ऑफ एंड एन इलेक्ट्रिक करंट and electric circuit through which an electric circuit through which current flows continuously. Current flows continuously is called closed circuit. It's called closed circuit. जैसे स्विच को हमने ऑन किया तो जब तक हम ऑन रखेंगे और बैटरी चार्ज रहेगी करंट का फ्लो होता रहेगा और बल्ब ग्लो होता रहेगा। सो करंट अगर कंटिन्यूअसली फ्लो हो रहा है सर्किट में, बल्ब ग्लो कंटिन्यूअसली हो रहा है, मींस करंट इज फ्लोइंग कंटिन्यूअसली, देन सच टाइप ऑफ सर्किट इज कॉल्ड क्लोज सर्किट। तो क्लोज सर्किट का मतलब स्विच को ऑन किया गया और करंट लगातार कंटिन्यूअसली फ्लो हो रहा है, तो ये क्लोज सर्किट हो गया। और स्विच को हमने ऑन नहीं कर रखा है, यानी स्विच ऑफ पोजीशन में है, तो there is no flow of current in the circuit and such circuit is called open circuit. So this is what about electric circuit. Now we will talk about electrochemical cell. Now next we will discuss electrochemical cell or voltaic cell or galvanic cell. Electrochemical cell or voltaic cell or galvanic cell. All are same. Electrochemical cell, voltaic cell, electrochemical cell, voltaic cell or galvanic cell. Electrochemical cell, voltaic cell or galvanic cell. So a device which convert chemical energy, a device which convert chemical energy into electrical energy. A device which convert chemical energy into electrical energy is called electrochemical cell or voltaic cell or galvanic cell. A device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy is called an electrochemical cell, voltaic cell or galvanic cell. This is called electrochemical cell, voltaic cell or galvanic cell. Next we will see circuit diagram consisting of cell, electric bulb, electric circuit consisting cell, electric bulb, ammeter. Ammeter is a device which measures the electric current. Circuit diagram or electric circuit consisting of cell, electric bulb, ammeter and a plug key. And a plug key. Electric circuit consisting the cell, electric bulb, ammeter and a plug key. Bulb, ammeter and cell and a plug key. This is the positive terminal, bulb, cell, plug key and ammeter. If this end is as positive, then this end will become positive and this will be negative. and current flows from positive to negative. So this is the circuit consisting of cell, ammeter, bulb and plug key. Electric circuit or circuit diagram consisting cell, bulb, key and ammeter. This is ammeter which measures the current in the electric circuit. Now we will discuss very important topic of this chapter, and this is Ohm's law. Very important topic of this chapter. Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? At constant temperature, the current flowing through the circuit at constant temperature, the current flowing through the circuit means electric circuit. At constant temperature, the current flowing through the circuit is directly proportional to the potential difference. At constant temperature, the current flowing through the circuit is directly proportional to the potential difference. Between the two ends of the conductor. This is the statement of Ohm's law. At constant temperature, the temperature should remain constant. At constant temperature, the current flowing through a closed circuit. When we will talk about the circuit, means it is understood that we are talking about closed electrical circuit. So, at constant temperature, the current flowing through the circuit is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, and mathematically V is proportional to I. I is the current and V is the potential difference. When we remove the proportionality sign, there comes to be a constant R into I. So V is proportional to I, current is directly proportional to the potential difference, or potential difference is directly proportional to the current. And when we remove the proportionality sign, we get the constant R. So R is constant, where R is constant, called resistance of the conductor. R is constant. When we remove the proportionality sign, we get constant R. So V equals to R into I, where R is constant for the resistance of the conductor, and the value of R. depends R is the resistance and the value of R depends on the value of R depends on the nature, length and cross sectional area of the conductor. So R is the constant of proportionality, R is the constant called resistance, and the value of R depends on the nature, length and area of cross section. Nature, length, area of cross section. Nature, length, cross sectional area and temperature of the conductor. So R is the constant called resistance, and the value of R depends on the nature of the conductor, on which metal, the resistance of which metal, and what is its nature. So R its resistance depends on the nature, its length, whether its length is more or less, its cross sectional area and temperature. What is cross sectional area? Try to understand what is cross sectional area. The conductor is of the shape like this. So this circular portion of the conductor is called cross sectional area. This circular part, cross sectional area means area of the circular part of the conductor. So V equals to R into I, and for finding the resistance we may use the formula V upon I, where R is the resistance of the conductor, V is the potential difference between the ends of the conductor, V is the potential difference between the ends of the conductor, and I is the current flowing through the conductor. I is the current flowing through the conductor. R equals to V upon I. Resistance is equals to potential difference upon current, where R is the resistance, V is the potential difference and I is the current. Suppose we have to calculate current, then we use the formula I equals to V by R. This is the formula for finding the current. I equals to V by R. And if the ratio of potential difference and the current is called resistance. The ratio of potential difference and current is called resistance of the conductor. So it is clear that I equals to V by R, current equals to potential difference upon resistance. It means current is directly proportional to the potential difference. What conclusion we draw from this formula? I equals to V by R. It means current is directly proportional. It means current is directly proportional to the potential difference. What is meant by directly proportional? It means if potential difference increases, then the value of current also increases. If we make double the potential difference, if we make double, twice the potential difference, then current also becomes twice. When we make half the potential difference, then current also becomes half. So current is directly proportional to the potential difference. And the second conclusion we draw that current is inversely proportional. Current is inversely proportional to the resistance of the conductor. To the resistance of the conductor. Current is inversely proportional to the resistance of the conductor. What is meant by inversely proportional? If resistance gets doubled, then current becomes half, and if resistance becomes half, then current becomes double. This is the meaning of inversely proportional. So this is about Ohm's law, and we conclude that in Ohm's law the statement is that at constant temperature the current flowing through the circuit is directly proportional to the potential difference. Current is directly proportional to the potential difference. V is proportional to I and V equals to R into I, where R is the resistance of the conductor. And from this we obtain two other formula, R equals to V by I and I equals to V by R. So from these discussions we conclude that if potential difference doubled, I also doubled. If potential difference doubled, then current I also doubled. अगर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को डबल करेंगे तो करंट भी डबल होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल और करंट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. इफ potential difference is halved, if potential difference is halved, then I gets half. अगर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को हाफ कर दें तो करंट की वैल्यू भी हाफ हो जाएगी. If R gets doubled, if R gets doubled, अगर रेजिस्टेंस को डबल कर दे, I gets half. I gets half. क्योंकि करंट रेजिस्टेंस के इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है. तो R को डबल करेंगे तो करंट हाफ हो जाएगा और R को हाफ करेंगे. If R gets half, then I gets doubled. I gets doubled. So this is the conclusion which we draw from the Ohm's law. If potential difference doubled, then I also doubled. If potential difference is halved, then I gets half. If R gets doubled, I gets doubled. And if R gets half, then I also gets doubled. So this is about the resistance of a conductor and Ohm's